Hi, I'm Amanda from Grace Counselling, Coaching and Mediation Services, and we're here today again for a second video with Amanda Wells and Lorraine Grace. So hello to you both.
Hi.
I think it's really beautiful how the name came about, Deep Wells of Grace. That's obviously because Amanda, your last name is Wells, and Lorraine, yours is Grace. So yes, I like that. I just wanted to ask you generally, what can we expect, what components will be a part of the workshop?
So pleased to be here today, and I think one of the components will be your mindset, because out of the wells inside of us, most of us don't understand the state that we're in, and the state that we're in is either resourceful or unresourceful, and many women actually operate from an unresourceful state. So this workshop is going to really break off the limits of their mindsets, especially of women in business, so that they can achieve the dream and the vision that they want to achieve. The other thing is wealth. Why should women gain wealth? And I think that's one of the biggest issues that women have today. Are they allowed, so to speak, to gain wealth? And so what is wealth? And of course their service they provide is their wealth. How they view their service is imperative because that will tell in the wealth that they create. And the third component that I want to bring into the workshop is getting women connected into the 21st century. In other words, connected on Facebook, Twitter, all of those, so that they can really get their social media out there and start to advertise their business and make it bigger than just where they are out in the West. So we'll go through social media, we'll go through process mapping, we'll go through how to actually get their business into the 21st century so it can grow, not just in a regional area, but national and maybe even global.
Sounds great. And can you tell us a bit about the components, Lorraine?
Sure. It's interesting that you should mention that, because we didn't talk previously about, today's components. And one of the things that I'm wanting to bring to the workshop is about how we use our thoughts to achieve our goals, and not just kind of goal setting. We know a lot about goal setting, and but about how do we achieve what we want to achieve in our daily work, in our daily, the to-do lists that we have. How are we aware of projecting out what we want for our day, what we want for our week, what we want for our year? So we've heard a lot about that our thoughts are things. We've heard about that over the years. We've heard a lot about the law of attraction, over the last 10 years with The Secret and Rhonda Burns' DVD. But what I want to cover is how our self-esteem is such a major component of how we think. So we can say, yes, I'll use this strategy to change my thinking, but will I actually at a deeper subconscious level really believe that? And if I don't believe that, my knee-jerk reaction to my goals and my dreams and my aspirations will come into effect, even though I really want it the other way. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at how our self-esteem and how we identify the hurdles to good self-esteem, because sometimes we don't even know that we have these arenas of insecurity in our life, and those are affecting our businesses. So we all kind of we might think sort of, this person over here is really confident, and this person over here, you can tell they're really insecure. But I think that we carry both sides of that coin in all of us. So we'll have areas of our life where we're really confident and can do well. But then there's these other arenas where we're really insecure. We're just really good at not showing those ones. So what we're going to learn in one of the components of the workshop that I cover is we're going to learn how to identify the emotional hurdles that for the success. So once you can identify specific areas that are holding you back, then you can rise up to your next level of success, your next level of functioning. You won't have to worry so much about these things that used to be troublesome in the past, because they're gone. You can now start focusing on the things that you need to focus on. So I guess without deeper awareness, you might need deeper wells of grace.
So Amanda, can you tell us what the rural businesswoman would expect to gain from attending this workshop?
Oh, I think after hearing what I've just said and what Lorraine has just said, it's pretty obvious they're going to go out with a totally different mindset.
Yeah.
They're going to go out with such confidence. I know part of what I'm going to teach as well, which will fly off Lorraine's, is how to overcome what sports psychologists call the abasement theory, and how to become one of the greatest people of all time. How Muhammad Ali, all of those really conquered their fears and overcame some of their past. And so I think all of these women are going to go out with such a deep objective and with such clarity that they can do anything that they put their mind to, because they've just overcome some of the emotional barriers and the self-limiting beliefs that they came in the room with. They've left them there, they've gone out, and they are going to just win their arena and make such an influence and be such a success. Also, we're going to have such clear objectives by the end of the day on how to make wealth and how to do their business in the 21st century and make a success of it.
Great.
It's going to be amazing, I think. Lorraine, could you tell me what you mean by the grace part of it?
Yeah, okay. Look, grace is such an amazing word, and I guess that's why the song Amazing Grace is what it is. And but people sometimes don't really know what grace is. So grace is really receiving a favor, or receiving favor from someone, or from a group of people, or from a society, or from an industry. We get grace when we don't deserve it. Grace is like winning favor even though you've done something wrong. And I don't mean doing something wrong like breaking the law. What I'm talking about is just kind of missing the mark, you know? So if someone is kind to you when you're being kind, there's no reward in that. That's lovely, but there's no reward in that. But if someone is kind to you when you're being unkind, or someone is kind to you when you're having a bad day and so you're not being very socially friendly, that's grace. So when we experience grace, we know it. We are in the middle of something that we're struggling with, and somebody comes along and just totally overlooks that we're struggling in that area and sees the real true us. And what I want to do, I guess, when we're having this workshop, in the business sense of it all, you might be thinking, well, I'll never get this break, or I just need that one big account, or you might be suffering with cash flow problems, or maybe staffing issues. That's really a difficult one out here. You might have some challenging relational dynamics on the team. So when grace is needed, we sometimes don't find it. But when grace is needed and you come into a workshop like this, you're going to find it. I'm going to offer grace through new concepts of wisdom, worth, and wealth. And it doesn't matter where you're at, but you'll be able to receive that grace because it's going to be freely offered, objective, no judgment. And it'll actually help, I think it'll help the women to understand how they can also start offering grace to other colleagues in the area, offering grace to their clients, offering grace to future stakeholders. So, I mean, all around, I think it's going to be an area that once we have a good look at it, it'll be something that everyone will want to swallow up.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? And it's amazing that both of our names, Grace and Wells, because when they have that grace, they dig into the wells that are deep within them that they haven't even tapped into yet. And dig into the wells that other people have as well by using that grace and flowing in that grace. I think it's just so exciting what's happening in this workshop. I really believe that women are going to be so totally changed.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to change it as well. I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got to say in the workshop too, Amanda. And I'm really looking forward to working with you.
It'll be fantastic. Absolutely.
Well, it's great to have you both again here today. And we'll get together again before the workshop in November and speak a little bit more. So it should be good.
That will be great. I look forward to it.
Okay. Thank you.
See you next time.
See you next time.